Hey everyone, welcome to the Thin Red Vine. This is Mark.
This is Dave, and we're back. Post-Oscars, we don't know what happened because we're pre-recording this. That's two pre's.
We're pre-Oscar recording.
Right, we held our pre-Oscar show recording slot open so that we could record our Oscar ballots at the last possible minute for us anyway.
Right.
So in order to do that, we had to record this episode early. So this episode, even though you've all watched the Oscars, we've watched the Oscars. This episode is recorded a couple weeks before the Oscars,
Yes.
but it's coming out after the Oscars. So we know nothing.
How confusing was all that?
We haven't even done our ballots yet in this timeline. We'll figure that out soon. But no comments about the show today. No thoughts on our performance.
We're ahead of the game.
We'll do that breakdown at the beginning of our next episode. So just in case you're wondering how everything shook out, you already know how it all went.
We're trying to give ourselves the most time to get all the intel on our Oscar predictions. That's why.
Yeah, so it's responsible. It's the responsible things
similar
to do.
Last year.
We did, and so if you were listening last year, this is all familiar. But this week, when this episode is coming out in the future to us, but in the present to you right now, we're in the middle of March Madness.
Yeah,
the biggest basketball tournament of the year.
This is the big. This is the first the weekend, which is the most exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I think the most exciting because that's like
you're a big basketball guy. Are you filling out the bracket? You're doing it all for real?
Multiple
brackets, different groups of people, or you just do one? You have one?
I'll just commit to one. I'm not going to make several different variations.
Okay.
I think I might have tried that one year and recognized it still all ends up the same. In the end
now,
of the day.
You like the cheerleader? You're trying to get other people to do it? You're trying to get the family to do it?
Growing up, my dad would always print off the brackets,
give
it to everyone in the family, and we would all do it. And I don't know, he would give you like a lotto ticket or something. I don't know. Or everyone.
So if you win, you get to then maybe win something.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
It was just fun. So I've carried on that tradition. Since the children were little.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where they really didn't know what I was asking them.
Right.
I would say like, Maggie, do you want, Florida or Vanderbilt? And then she'd say generally the second thing I said. And so I had to mix it up to make sure.
You can kind of game it that way.
Yeah, you can game it. Now you can get an app and everyone does it. Like we do the hockey. We're big NHL guys.
Big hockey fans. 5 holes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I know all about the holes. So we're not talking basketball this episode, but we are having some fun with a bracket. This is a bracket that I made for us to use with all the MCU movies on it. We've never really addressed the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a podcast, though it seems like we should have by now. The show's been running for a couple years.
Yeah.
And these are the biggest movies of like the day as we're making this show, and yet we've never really talked about them as a group. And we've thought about how do we build it into one of our top 5 episodes? How do we build it into...
We did do a superhero, the Mount Rushmore, but that was any superhero
so we've been pretty
movie.
Adjacent to it, but never just gone like, hey, let's talk through these movies.
Right.
So we're kind of thinking of March Madness ideas, what would be fun, and this
seems
like now we have a vehicle to just kind of deal with them all at once.
And this is a perfect time because this summer, big Marvel releases. I mean, there's been what some might say kind of
middling.
Weak. Snoozeville. I mean, to the point where I don't even know if you've kept up with them.
No, I stopped. The last one I saw, which is pretty far. It's not like I've been out of it for a long time. But the last one I saw was Captain America: Brave New World, which I think came out early 2025.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it was right around this time last year.
And I was late to it. Long after it had been on streaming, and just said, hey, I should start catching back up again. And I watched that movie, and it was like one of the worst, not even like worst MCU movies, but it's no. So if you're wondering, you're thinking ahead, like they got this bracket, how they get all these movies on there. There are, as of this recording, 37 MCU movies, and so that's strictly MCU, not just Marvel character movies, but like the MCU Marvel Studios things that are considered part of that shared universe. Right. So 37 movies. There's 32 slots on a March Madness bracket or a 32-team bracket generally, without having to do funny things.
They do some playing games. And
so we had to weed out some movies didn't make the cut for the tournament this year, and that includes 5 films: The Marvels from 2023. Thor: Love and Thunder from 2022, Eternals from 2021, Quantumania from 2023, and Captain America: Brave New World from 2025. And you're wondering, you just picked ones that people don't like and took them off? Yes and no. All this is based on
what'd you base this
Rotten
on?
Tomatoes critics score. I went through all of the movies, looked up their critics score, made a list of all of them, and that's what decided their seating on the bracket. And then also which movies didn't make the cut. Okay. So the ones that presumably would have been the least competitive, and it could be that we like one of those movies more than other people, but in general, people think those are the worst ones, so they don't really get to compete this time around. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't think we're going to get any pushback on the ones you just listed.
No, I think they're pretty roundly. I mean, I personally, the only comment I have on that is the Marvels, the 2023 The Marvels, I think is fine. I think it got a lot of hate for
that's the one I
other reasons, but it's
The Marvels.
It's as fine as several movies that are on the bracket, from my perspective. But
every time I think of The Marvels, I think of your fast food idea to do the Marvels.
It's still a good idea. I won't back down from that. So the remaining movies, all 32 of the remaining, and this is your Captain Americas, your Iron Mans, your Thors, your Avengers movies. These are all on this 32-team bracket. Yep. 16 teams per side, all matched up, again, seeded based on review, critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, so that, the first matchup is the first seed against the 32nd seed, and ongoing, just like a seeded bracket would be set up where you don't have the best, highest-rated movies going head-to-head right out of the gate. Yeah. Hopefully, they'll save that for
I'll put a copy of this on the old Instagram as well. People just want to sneak a peek at
the
whole bracket.
I put in a lot of work to make this.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully there's other visuals that happen, but we'll see.
The only question some folks might have is, you're telling me all 32 of these movies had distinct critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes? And no, some of them were tied in terms of 92% versus 92%.
I didn't even question any of that.
So in the case of a tie, to decide the initial rankings, I then referred to the audience score. So the audience score would break a tie that got a higher. Guy. So this is really, you can't have an issue with this bracket, I think. Maybe someone can find an issue with it, but I
feel like maybe I'm not appreciating all the work that you put into this.
We put in the hours. I have a list of all those critic scores in front of me in case at any point you're curious. I just jotted them down as I was working on this, so I don't have them on the bracket, but if you're wondering. But it does kind of break down.
Can I now attempt to quickly explain to them how we're going to move through this bracket via some basketball rules?
Yeah, our goal is to through going through all the pairs, identify the best MCU movie.
It's a fun way to get to
kind of get quick hits on all of them.
Quick hits
and then be done.
Emerge at a winner eventually.
Yeah, right.
So Dave and I are going to go back and forth, and if we just instantly agree on the first two that are going head to head, and we're like, we both agree. Yeah. Easy peasy, moving on.
And I would think in the first round, that's more often than not, that's what's going to happen. Push things through.
As we continue, though, or whenever it happens, if Dave says one, I say the other, and we can't agree.
Yeah, you were explaining this to me before we started.
So this is in basketball. At the beginning of the game, there's a jump ball.
I know jump ball. Let's do it with Mike. We got Mike
MJ right here. Yeah. There'd be the ref in the middle.
Yeah, right.
So if Mike and Shang-Chi here were gonna go for the jump ball, I'm the ref. I throw it up in the middle.
Yeah.
And let's say Mike's on your side, so you're Mike.
Obviously, I'm on his team.
You're Mike. On Toon Squad. He catches it. You catch it. So I would let you have it first. So I'm just gonna start with saying you won the tip. So if we the first disagreement, whatever one you want, we'll move through.
Sure. In other words, we'll just take turns letting the other person win.
In basketball, then the possession arrow would go to me. Okay. So and then in the game, we're both scrambling.
I mean,
it's a fitty ball. We're both scrambling We both grab the ball. Sean and Mike grab it at the same time.
Them again?
It's always them.
No, okay.
They grab it again, but they won't let go. Ref goes jump ball, possession arrow.
Is that the symbol for
Sean.
jump ball?
Yeah.
Mark's doing 2 thumbs if you're listening.
Shang-Chi, ball.
It sounds very generous what you're saying. You're saying, hey, Dave, you take the first. But I this could end up being crucial.
I'll take the first.
I'm not saying it matters. I'm just saying it sounds very, very diplomatic.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just take it. But it could end up really shaking things up if in that moment in the back of your mind, I win this no matter what.
Yeah, there are those games you played as a kid growing up where you're like
We'll
eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and you're like, wait a second. Who's the first?
Let's agree from the start, like for like maybe the finals, certainly. We're not just gonna go. We'll have to really, really hammer it out. Like you can't win by just saying, well, I guess it's your turn to.
No, we should establish what that rule is now. If we're not gonna.
I'm just saying, let's try to not rely on the
tiebreaker.
Let's
like
feel. I don't think we're gonna disagree as much as you think. That's my hunch. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't know you in Marvel movies. I know.
Yeah, I think I'm more critical than I used to
be. For me, when I generally watch, I've seen people like rank their Marvel movies and stuff. I notice there's a good portion that I am a fan of, but there's some of the ones that end up near the middle of the bottom.
To your point,
but I like that.
There were a couple surprises as I was just putting together like the list to begin with.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised that some were higher than others based on critic score. So maybe it'll be more interesting then. I hope it will. I think the best thing to do now is just dive into the round of 32.
Here we go.
Start knocking things out, moving them up the bracket.
Matchup number 1.
So that in a reasonable amount of time here, we can be neck deep in semifinals.
And we'll just do
kinds of matchups to keep it interesting.
Yeah, we'll just go
down the list. So
here we go.
Our first matchup, I think this is a quick one. 2018's Black Panther versus 2013's Thor: The Dark World. That's the first seed against the 32nd seed.
Yeah.
I think this is an obvious move Black Panther along. We don't really need to try to even, attempt to make a case for Thor.
Dark World against Black Panther.
Right.
And
I'm jotting it in now. Keep talking.
Yeah. I agree. Black Panther.
Moving on.
Yes. I think it is really good. And we'll see how far it goes. But Dark World, more than Black Panther being good, Dark World is noticeably not great.
I think it's the one people, for a long time, is the one people went to when they were trying to think of the worst one.
It's not my least favorite,
Dark World.
But it's one that's harder to rally behind.
Any surprise at seeing Black Panther as the number 1 seed, highest critic score on Rotten Tomatoes? Or is that like that tracks for you? I'm not saying you personally, but you understand that people like that movie a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
People love Black Panther.
They love it.
It could be, I like to always announce Heather's favorite movies. I would predict that's Heather's favorite MCU movie.
Oh,
all right.
Sure.
If you can make a bold prediction on Kelsey's later, assuming it didn't get left off the list.
I ran through the first round with her partially, and she called out all the same things I would have called out. So I think we're synced up at least initially. So see ya, Thor: The Dark World. You're gone. Yeah. Next matchup, Fantastic Four from 2025, just last year. Fantastic Four: First Steps against Avengers: Infinity War. That's the first half of the 2-part finale. Pair of movies, this could be potentially tight. This is the 16th and 17th seed.
Can I just say right now,
Infinity War so low,
and Fantastic Four so high?
Well, you always have to wonder about critic scores and Rotten Tomatoes, and I mean, like many people, I've kind of soured on Rotten Tomatoes scores over the years. Like it seems like any studio worth its salt knows how to game these numbers, at least long enough for people to all go see the movie.
I forgot how suspicious you
So
are.
anyway, but it's been, both these movies have been out for long enough now that these scores have settled. I have not, so I have to defer to you on this just in principle.
Well, this is a no-brainer.
Because I haven't seen Fantastic Four and I haven't seen Thunderbolts.
This is Infinity War.
No, not even going to pause on it for a second.
I'm embarrassed. It's the matchup. Now, some people obviously like Fantastic Four. I've called it out as just technically being fine. Performance is great. Very boring. It just did everything really well.
You certainly haven't convinced me to seek it out. But I wondered too if there's because I think almost universally people noted like a slump in the quality of the Marvel movies after
Right.
Endgame or their interest in them. And maybe Fantastic Four is benefiting from, well, it's not as bad as all those ones that we've been seeing. So it kind of gets a bump of being, hey, this is competent, compared to something that like people are really struggling with for a while.
Yeah.
So maybe it gets the bump of not being as bad as maybe some of the ones that came in recent history. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a story I'm telling myself.
I probably would have it ahead of all those movies that you said didn't make it.
Right.
Eternals.
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
Some credibility for the bracket. Next matchup, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one from 2014, against Iron Man 3 from 2013. So 2014, 2013, right around the same time. Guardians is the 9th seed, quite high.
I know people love it.
Iron Man 3 quite low, 24th, lower down in the bracket.
Yeah.
I am going Guardians here, I think every time.
Okay.
I think the first Guardians is the best of the Guardians. I think they did something special with that one. It was fun and different. Maybe got beat to death as they kept on going.
The best
but...
Guardians. If this is my bracket, though, I'm going Iron Man 3.
Okay, and you feel strongly about that.
Because I felt like Iron Man 3 was. I've just come to in.
It's darker. It's
just out of the gate,
somber.
I kind of like the. I don't know. It just feels different. It feels different to me from the other movies. Even though I do really like Guardians, I won't be like crushed. Especially if you want to push Guardians through. I can see that it's got the humor.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of got everything. I think in Iron Man 3, how they handled the reveal of the villain, kind of.
I didn't love the kookiness of the ending.
It did get a little too kooky,
but I haven't seen it. I only saw it the one time in the theater. Okay. I'm sure.
So what happens is I've watched these movies, obviously, but then I take it upon myself to educate my children and rewatch them. And so I've seen Iron Man 3, and every time we roll up on, I'm like, oh, I'm liking it. I'm liking this.
By rights, you have a stronger and more educated opinion in this case, but I'm going to use my. I'm going to push Guardians through. It's my turn to push it through. We got to keep moving, and I think that at the end of the day, my memory is Guardians is all around more fun for me, and the folks agree. The critics agree.
Yeah.
So I have no problem pushing it.
I remember when I saw Guardians in the movie theater, had a great time with it.
Yeah.
So
number 4, I guess, here is Spider-Man Far From Home. And I'm going to need your help sorting out which Spider-Man is which because the names are similar.
Yeah. So this is the 8th seed, Far From Home. So this is the second Tom Holland movie.
Okay, this is the one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes.
Okay.
Mysterio.
Great helmet. And he's got one of the best helmets.
Heck of a helmet.
Heck of a helmet. Against Captain Marvel, the Brie Larson-led, first Captain Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. I think there's no question that Far From Home is moving on here.
I love Far From Home.
I think Captain Marvel is fine. I think this is one of the ones that it's sort of embarrassing for me to look back at the critic score. Not horrible on it. I mean, it's 25th seed out of 32 movies here, but the audience score is abysmal. It's like a big splat, like 30 or 40% or something. Because I don't know if you remember when this movie came out, there's all kinds of hate against Brie Larson and this movie, and just from like grumpy dudes. I don't even understand what the moment was, but a lot of people hated it before they even saw it, and it tanked the audience score. But the critics did not hate it, but it's not nearly as high as all these others. But these Spider-Man movies are all good.
They're so good,
and they're not even like just okay. They're like really good.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I'm glad
Captain Marvel was never going to win this matchup, even with everything I just said. But
thanks for playing, anyways.
So. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next year.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
No Way Home. Now this is the third one, correct?
Yeah, this is
the one with the other Spider-Man.
Yep.
In the Multiverse
Toby
of Madness.
and Andrew.
That's Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of
Yeah.
Madness.
Now you have a soft spot for Multiverse of
I
Madness.
don't like the movie, but I think there are good parts to it, which I think people often leave out when they say how much they hate it. They're
Yeah.
like, what a bad movie. That movie stinks. I'm like, no, but there are good parts. There are good ideas. They're good.
I struggled with it.
But you don't like it at
It
all.
made a lot of money.
It was
though.
very successful. But that's because it had the benefit of being like one of the first big Marvel movies
Right.
post Endgame.
You
So
just
everyone's
had to
showing
go.
up to see where we go from here.
Right.
And it was kind of a thing.
Yeah, we know where we went.
So we're moving No Way Home along. We can talk about that more later next time it matches
Yes.
up against something. But I
Love
think
No Way
that's
Home.
no contest. Now getting into some more interesting territory.
Oh,
I think.
jeez. This is a little bit of a dog
Doctor
fight here.
Strange, the first one,
Mhm.
2020 or 2016, against Ant-Man 2015. I think I have this figured out for myself. I
Okay.
think Ant-Man is the better, introducing to you a new character movie.
Yeah.
I think I remember it being fun. I don't quite remember all the beats to it, but I remember Michael Pena is great. I remember
Yeah,
just it
he
being
is great.
funny. I remember that little fight with the train set at the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
I just remember so much of it as so much
I'm
fun.
a Ant-Man fan.
Okay, so you're not going to push back on that too
No,
much.
Ant-Man often is in my conversation
Okay.
of my, is
So
this one of my
I'm
top
jotting
10?
Ant-Man in. I don't remember much about Doctor Strange. I don't remember not liking it. And I remember thinking that visually it was very cool. But I don't really remember the story that much, and to me that's a bad sign. If I don't really remember it.
When I think of Doctor Strange, I always quickly think of Inception because I feel like it's a lot of
They
like,
borrowed a lot of
they're
the style.
bending
yeah.
a lot of things, and
Oh, things are getting bent.
he's good. It is good. I do
Yeah.
like because it does have some Batman Begins flavors of him. In the mountains and confused and
Okay,
growing a
little
beard,
Ra's al
and he
Ghul
needs
action.
to be, he needs to be trained.
Yeah.
So I love all that stuff,
Yeah, you love anyone in a snowy mountain.
But I tell you what,
Tibetan
when you
getaway.
can shrink someone down, I love those movies.
Big Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fan.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so Ant-Man moves on.
Yeah, love Ant-Man.
Civil War, that's Captain America Civil War.
often
It doesn't really feel as
No,
much
it
like a
feels
Captain
like it's
America
Avengers
movie.
Civil War.
Yeah, Captain America Civil War from 2016 against Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, pretty recent from 2023.
I think no brainer here.
I think Civil War is
Yeah,
just
far and away.
trucking along. But Guardians 3, I will say, was a good recovery for me from Guardians 2. I didn't really love Guardians 2 that much, and I thought Guardians 3 was much better. So I did not like Guardians 3. I thought it was good, but I think Civil
I kind of
War
have
is
them in the
so
similar
much fun.
boat, and
Okay.
that boat isn't great.
Well, they're both kind
Some
of
people really were
closer to
like
the middle.
Guardians 3, the emotional, and I'm like,
you hate emotions famously,
small people.
like a statue. Now, last one on this side of the bracket, Thor Ragnarok from
Oh,
2017.
You're not gonna like me here.
It's Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Ragnarok is the 5th seed. Age of Ultron is the 28th seed. I'm Ragnarok all the way. I think it's the best Thor movie. I think it's so funny. Found that perfect balance of funny action
This is a tough one.
stuff.
For me.
It's got the Hulk, great Hulk moments. Age of Ultron. Ultron is a great villain, but I don't know if the
Kate
whole
Blanchett's
movie.
a good villain.
Kate Blanchett, incredible villain.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I think Ultron is a really good villain, but as a
Yeah.
movie, I don't really remember much about caring about what everyone else is doing in that movie.
Yeah. It is.
But I remember really enjoying Ragnarok.
Yeah. As Ragnarok, I might give the slight edge here because, but it's very close. See,
Interesting.
Ultron's one where, again, I've grown more to like it, and I do like kind of some of the dynamics of it. For me, and where a lot of these Avengers movies fall apart is when they get too big for themselves.
Yeah, for
And-
the britches, would you say?
So big for the britches. It just becomes the last battle against so many things.
A horde of something,
Yeah,
right?
and that's
right.
kind of where Ultron. That's where it ends up doing.
Yes.
Doing
Right.
Where I really like the last battle sequence on the bridge for.
And Ragnarok, very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
against the wolf, and that's
and
pretty excellent. Yeah,
Who's the rock guy? Korg.
Korg,
He's funny.
voiced by Taika Waititi, the director.
Yeah.
So,
I'll,
that's super fun. We'll push Ragnarok along.
Yeah, we'll
have
push it.
another shot at it as
It's going to be
as we
tough
go.
to get by
I
Civil
love it.
War as I look ahead, though.
I love it. Ragnarok is a very strong contender for me for plowing all the way through the whole thing and taking it. But I know I'm going to run up against resistance with you. So I'm happy that it's moving along. I don't know how many times it'll get to, but the farther it goes, the happier I am. Okay, second half of the bracket. This is maybe the toughest matchup in the first round.
For me, it's literally my two favorites.
Maybe I just have to let you. I have to let you decide, just unless you need me to break it for you. But this is, and the numbers would tell a totally different story than what Mark is saying, because this is the second seed against the 31st seed.
Right.
But this is 2008's Iron Man against 2008's The Incredible Hulk. Now, I'm pretty surprised that Iron Man is so high.
I know people like it.
People like it, but
really
it seems like the Marvel movies went so far from here. That's just it was a really strong starting point, and yet people really are affectionate for that first Iron Man.
I am. I enjoy it every time it's on.
Apparently, people don't like the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk, but I love it. I know you love it.
I do too.
I think it's one of the better single character movies. It's one of the best ones.
Yeah.
But people like to forget about it because Mark Ruffalo is
They're like, it doesn't really fit with the other.
People don't like it.
But I think that's why it's good.
But I assume this critic score is based on like what critics thought when it came out, as much as anything. But maybe not. Maybe it's been dragged down over the years by
this
later
perfect
reviews.
Thing by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But I've always really enjoy it. I like Norton's take on it. I've talked enough about it, but it's unfortunate because I think Iron Man would be my one.
Because you would like both of these to get farther.
Iron Man, if we were just ranking all these, I probably would have Iron Man at 1 and the Incredible Hulk at 2.
Wow.
I mean, it made my mountain.
So you're saying you have to push Iron Man along, probably.
Yeah, and I feel like I've spoken highly of Hulk. And, would you lean Hulk?
I would lean Hulk just because I think the Hulk is, to me, Iron Man's a great movie, and I love that it started everything. But I've gone back and watched it. This is one of the ones I have gone back and watched, and it's aged weird to me because I feel like they've changed how the characters have looked so much since the first one, and it doesn't feel quite right. I don't know. It just seems it's good, but I like the Hulk as a character. I just think he's a more interesting character. But that's something I'm bringing to the movie, separate from the movie.
I will say though, because this Incredible Hulk feels like a one-off, it's okay to go back when you go back to it because you're like. Yeah, like when you think of kind of the evolution of Tony Stark or whatever and things like that. But.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to have you waste your tiebreaker on this, so we can just push Iron Man because I'm like I don't care too much about this one.
And you like Iron Man enough?
It feels like
yeah.
I think it's good for certainly its place in the timeline, but I have a hard time going back to it. But that might just be me, and I don't want that to weigh in too much to the discussion.
Yeah.
Because it has I love all that stuff in the cave at the beginning.
It's so good.
Great cave work. Some of the best cave work I've seen.
It's the best cave work. And he gets the
do they play the Black Sabbath song do they play Iron Man in the movie, or is that just in trailers and stuff?
I feel like when they're riding in the truck, and he's like, "Good God, you're a woman," or whatever. I think that's like.
It's good. It's fun.
There are some good beats, and I do like Jeff Bridges. I think he's kind of a nice. He's a nice. I kind of
forgot about him. Yeah, he's good.
He's a good villain.
Slade, is that his name? I feel like he has a stony kind of a name.
It is. It's starts with the O.
Obadiah Stane.
Yeah.
Not Slade.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Flintstones or something.
John Favreau directed, and as Happy. I like him as a character. I love Pepper.
Yeah, we love him.
All right, Iron Man.
We love those
people. That makes me feel even better. Sorry.
Okay, more toward the middle of the pack. Ant-Man and the Wasp against Guardians Volume 2.
One of those go against Iron Man.
I know.
I could care less about either.
I feel the same. I've said a little bit about Guardians 2 already. I think it's like, to me, it felt like we're just trying to hit all the same jokes from the first movie. It felt a little like treading water. Did not enjoy that. I don't remember much about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think this is the one where they had that ghost girl.
That was kind of a cool
in the
villain.
white outfit, but I couldn't really tell you much about what happened in the movie. I don't remember it. I think Evangeline Lilly's great in this movie and other movies, but also I would just be pushing this along because I think Ant-Man's a more fun character.
Yeah, Guardians of the
I don't remember
Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy
2
Volume 2. I really don't care which way this goes. I don't have strong feelings.
Let's
but
push Ant-Man through, knowing full well that's going to get destroyed by Iron Man in the next.
Right. That's why. Is I do like the sequence with Yondu and the arrow.
That is cool.
I mean,
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Is that line?
Yeah, or whatever. And I mean, they play it's like a classic James Gunn. We're gonna play this retro song.
Of course.
And
I'm sure it's fun. I'm not saying there's no fun moments. I just felt like
when I think of it, I think of that, and then I go,
what else?
The soundtrack.
Well, it's got Kurt Russell, doesn't it, as Ego?
Yeah. The movie
planet.
again, it just got a little too weird for me at the end.
Something,
I mean, they go lean heavy into the humor though. There are some good.
It could be that
Drax
it's better.
is so mean to Mantis. Who's the girl?
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's funny, but you're like,
yeah,
wow.
I don't remember it. It could be that it's better side by side, but I don't want to put too much time into it, knowing it's going to get stomped on by.
All right, got you.
I'm fine. Next matchup.
So Ant-Man and the sequel have moved on.
That might not be. Again, that one might be our worst take so far. To be honest,
some bad takes,
but it doesn't matter because it's going to get eaten alive in the next round.
Yeah.
Next one, Avengers, the first Avengers against Black Widow. I think this is easy.
Should be easy.
To push Avengers along here, which I don't love. This is another one I've gone back to for sure.
Okay.
And I don't think it seems like way cornier to me now than it did when it came out. I think it's just like the tone of these movies has changed over time, and I think it plays a little sillier than I remember it.
I like the first half of Avengers.
I don't like Black Widow
kind of as we get into it, but again, it runs into it's the Ultron thing. It's
right.
Well, Loki's the villain, but he's bringing in all these mechanical monsters for you to deal with.
Chitauri.
Yeah. But I will say, I'm okay with Black Widow. I know you don't like it as much.
Not even as much. Like I don't. To me, I'm shocked it's not in the bottom 5 that got bumped out. I don't think it's.
It is way better than those 5.
I couldn't be less interested.
All right.
And it's nothing against.
we know you don't like.
I don't understand. No. I made my case for Captain Marvel. I tried to apologize for people. Black Widow as a character to me is not interesting enough to hold a whole movie down, and that's just like. So it's like if they made a Hawkeye movie. Like
so you just have her in small,
how do you compare that
doses.
to a God of Thunder and a man?
Some cool stuff in Avengers, right? When she's breaking out.
But that's what she's good for, like her one scene.
Okay,
you can't make a whole movie out of that.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's better than Avengers. Okay, so I just wanted to get a rise out of you. All right.
Thank you. Next round, it's so easy
with Black Widow.
It's so easy. Spider-Man: Homecoming, the 7th seed from 2017. Against Deadpool and Wolverine from 2024, one of the more recent entrants. A movie we both enjoyed, Deadpool and Wolverine.
I laughed hard.
But there's really no way it's going to beat Spider-Man: Homecoming.
No. And it's still hard for me to wrap my brain around Deadpool being part of this conversation.
Yeah, it's the weirdest one on the list for that reason. It's like the beginning of the merger between the Fox properties and the MCU stuff, and so it feels weird for that reason. But though Spider-Man: Homecoming is going to plow through this easily, this matchup, I do want to give credit to Deadpool and Wolverine is a super fun movie. I had a ton of fun. It was one of my favorite movies of that year, just in terms of playfulness and how much fun it was having and kind of spoofing a lot of the stuff on this bracket. Yeah. But Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Love Spider-Man.
That was like, it was your first chance to see, okay, Marvel's going to tackle the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And it's great. It just feels like, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You got Michael Keaton in there.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
He's a good villain.
Next one.
It's going to be a little trouble.
Endgame from 2019. Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, very well done.
The big one. It's the 3rd seed. Very well done. Iron Man 2. It's Iron Man 2. Yeah. This is the one with Mickey Rourke as Whiplash.
Yeah.
They got that briefcase suit that deploys on the racetrack. Everyone likes that.
I love Iron Man 2. This is not an easy one.
The 30th seed, to be clear. It nearly didn't make the cut.
It's an Incredible Hulk
Nearly
move.
Didn't make the cut.
I would hate. I got to really hear that you love Endgame.
I don't remember Iron Man 2 that much compared to the first Iron Man or some other of those earlier movies. And Endgame to me is such a triumph. It's like everything coming together. And of course, you have to weigh into it that it is the culmination of a lot of other things, and it doesn't really stand on its own. You know, it's the second half of a two-part. But it's so big, and the finale is so fun, and it's so many great payoffs, and it's so satisfying, and it's so, you know, it's an overwhelming experience.
It is.
It's the crowning achievement of this whole project, this whole MCU thing, and I think they did as well as you could do.
They did as well as you could do. If you've seen them all.
And you're saying you're going to push Iron Man 2 past that?
I just need to know.
I like Mickey Rourke doing the whips. I like the whips. He's got his shirt off. He's whipping.
He's whipping people.
He's got a little toothpick in his mouth for some reason.
If am I basing it on the one time I saw Endgame in the movie theater and that enjoyment?
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Captain America's got the hammer. He's got the shield. It
was very fun. It was fun. On your left, all that business.
Yeah.
And then another big battle, you know? So I'm like, okay, here we go.
Isn't there a big battle at the end of Iron Man 2? Aren't all the suits flying around in the air?
No, that's Iron Man 3.
Isn't that how they all end?
Well, there might be a little bit of that. But so for me, it's up against that, or I've probably seen Iron Man 2. Could be the one I've seen the most.
Okay.
Like the rewatchability of Iron Man 2.
Is that
like
high?
It's high for me. It's a throw-on fun, but I don't feel...
It's your Waterworld of the MCU?
I don't know how far it's going to get. I feel like I'm way out of bounds. I just hate that these matchups shook out this way.
It was totally objective.
Yeah, I feel I don't want to. You could have. I think I kind of tipped the scale. I think for Iron Man, you were generous there, and so without swinging it back, I could have leaned Iron Man 2, but I think you would have said, "Come on, Endgame." And I agree. Like, we can push Endgame.
Okay, thank you. You scared me for a second, but I like that briefcase thing.
I love the whole track scene. I love Gary Shandling. I love Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell.
They're so great. For me, in the end of the day.
Is it surprise you, given everything you've said, that Iron Man 2 is the 30th seed? Why is it so low? Iron Man 3 was higher, correct?
Yeah. I don't know. I think
people don't like it.
No, I guess not.
Let me pull it. Iron Man 2, the critics score, we're talking 72%. That's pretty low. Like
I don't know what I would have to dig into it. I feel like it's a fun watch. The beginning of it,
I agree. I'm surprised it's lower than 3.
He kind of has. You did recast War Machine, but Don Cheadle. Come on, if you're gonna recast, bring him in. You could have brought him in as Iron Man.
Next round I have to leave to you because I haven't seen both of these movies. This is 2025's Thunderbolts, which I have not circled back to, against Black Panther Wakanda Forever from 2022, the second one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I wasn't crazy about Wakanda Forever. I don't know.
No, I did not like
if anyone was super crazy about it.
But it's hard.
It was hard. There's a lot to live up to.
I feel it's hard to push a movie on that you haven't seen. Can we?
Well, no, but I have to leave it to you because
Thunderbolts is better than Wakanda Forever.
Okay, well I trust you.
Okay,
we'll see how it goes from there.
That's just a quick take.
Yeah, that's all we need.
I'm looking for a movie that you could have had against Wakanda Forever that I wouldn't have pushed down because I'm not a big fan of that movie. But
yeah, well, it was difficult. You know, everyone loves Black Panther so much, and big challenge not having Chadwick Boseman there to helmet, and so it was going to be difficult. It's an uphill battle from the start, and how you handle it is always going to be. And there are great elements to that movie. I liked a lot of it, but it didn't feel like it rose to the level of. The first one, but that might have been impossible. So I haven't seen Thunderbolts, but I trust you.
Okay,
couple more for the first round, and then we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Captain America: Winter Soldier against Captain America: The First Avenger.
That's a good
battle. What a matchup!
That is
This is the 11th seed against the 22nd seed. I think I lean. I haven't rewatched. I think I've probably seen each of these twice, maybe. I think I'm leaning Winter Soldier here. I remember that being cool. I like Robert Redford. I like Bucky Barnes, the whole mystery of and the chase
He's a
and
great
the
villain.
spy thrillerness
Yep.
of it. I remember
Yep.
all those things being great, and
It's
I think
it's
the
a no
first Captain
question for
America
me.
is very fun and inspiring
this is,
too.
Again,
but-
some of these matchups
Two
for
totally
me
different
are really
tones.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
think Winter Soldier takes it.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. And,
Okay.
that's an easy pick for me.
Okay,
That's one of my
good.
favorites.
Okay, so then last in the round of 32, Shang-Chi,
Ooh, it's a tough one.
6th seed. I didn't know it was so beloved.
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
I wouldn't have guessed
too.
it that high though.
Against Thor, the first Thor from 2011, the 27th seed. So people aren't big on that first Thor.
No, but
Kenneth
I like
Branagh.
Thor.
I like it. I think it's another one. The same thing I was saying about Iron Man earlier. I don't think it's aged great. Like you go back and watch, you go like, oh, they've really changed this Thor character quite a bit since that first one, and so it feels weird to watch after you've seen a bunch of the other ones. So that kind of hurts it. But I remember it being cool and lots of like cool camera angles, and there's that big metal, the destroyer, whatever that thing walking up into town. It felt a lot more contained, like the battle, than like you're saying these big epic.
Right. Which you could say
CGI.
that's kind of where Shang-Chi ends up.
I loved Shang-Chi up until the end
Yeah.
when it became the big, massive
Right.
CGI battle of like I lost interest at that point, but I loved everything up
It's
to
like
that
90% of it I really like too.
point. Yeah, and
I haven't seen it since.
For
so.
me, that's strong enough to push it through. I think it's
with Shang front and center.
I mean,
here
how do we
with it,
not?
I'm not gonna.
How do we not?
And I think I like
Okay.
those action sequences so much.
Yeah, and Aquafina's great, and it's funny, and it's
Yeah.
and his father is such a good villain.
I need to rewatch it, but I do. Stellan Skarsgård and Thor. There's something to be said for.
Yeah, you got Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Lots of good
I like
stuff
Thor.
there.
It's kind of like. I don't know. That wasn't good for audio.
Lots of head bobbing. Next round. I think this will go a little quicker.
I feel just there's a little angst in me just because Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 have fallen by the wayside. If this was a personal
sorry.
list,
I'm about to lose Ragnarok, I think, so we'll be even.
they're
here in a
both in the
second.
top 10 for me. But that's a hot take.
Okay, so the round of 16, our first matchup is Black Panther against Avengers Infinity War. I'm trying to think of all what happens in Infinity War. I know we lead up to the snap, which is a very dramatic ending, and there's lots of trying to develop the plan to chase down Thanos. All that. It's like very exciting. It feels high stakes.
The beginning is like you're instantly in it.
You're meeting all the characters as
Hulk crashes through because he kills Loki or whatever, and
right because they're coming back
Banner's
from
like,
Thor
he's coming.
Ragnarok. Yeah, right.
And then Tony Stark, makes a bunch of jokes and
yep. It's
they
good.
go to
It's a good
space.
movie. It's exciting.
It is a good movie.
And one
It
of
is
the one of the
exciting.
better cliffhangers.
There's some good jokes with Thor and the Guardians.
That's right.
It's like a baby, like an angel and a pirate-headed baby talking about Thor, and then Pratt, he's like, "You're one sandwich away from fat," or whatever. And he
That's right,
starts
because
talking like that.
is it fat?
So
Thor
there
at
was
that
some good
point?
humor in it.
Black
Panther, though, I think it's got a lot of great qualities.
It's very special. It has a lot. It's
I
the world they
like-
created is so
I do
fun
like
to live
Wakanda.
in. Yeah, the characters are so good. Wakanda's
Vibranium, is that their
great. Vibranium is
their
the
juice?
special
Okay.
element that runs the whole thing.
And love
Andy Serkis is great.
possibly Academy
Michael
Award
B.
winner.
Jordan. Yeah, we don't
I
know.
don't know. We don't know if it
don't know.
happened.
He's good.
Yeah, Chadwick
Everybody's good.
Boseman.
Everybody's good.
I
Lou
like
Peach is
Chadwick
good.
Boseman a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and obviously
he's
Black Panther is
perfect.
in Infinity War. I really don't have my mind made up on this one.
Yeah. I agree. I think the only detractor for Black Panther for me is I do think it devolves at the end into a big melee of squishy, like unidentifiable bodies, just like all these things. And so I don't like the end of Black Panther for all the reasons we've already said about several other movies. But the rest is so good, and like the world they build just feels so.
Now, the very end of Black Panther, though,
Interesting.
there is that going on, but then it is isn't it kind of like a cool
It turns
fight
into the
between him
one-on-one
versus
on a bridge,
Killmonger?
but I remember feeling like, oh, they seem like CGI kind of ragdolls here. I don't know. I remember
Yeah.
thinking like, I don't like this final. Maybe you are okay with all that,
But I don't know.
but I don't remember loving the ending. But it was a small gripe for another
Same
one.
too. I mean, it is kind of the emotional ending though with the snap and stuff.
Yeah,
Infinity War is good.
It's very good.
I don't know. What's the call?
I feel like between Infinity War and Endgame, I would rather try to make the stronger case for like between the two. If they're two parts of the same movie, I feel like I have to think Endgame is the better of the two in terms of payoffs and
Right.
and just full throttle stuff happening. So I feel like I want to move Black Panther on here to let
Okay.
Endgame have this fight later on
Okay.
if one of the big Avengers finale movies makes it through.
I tend
obviously
to
the seating agrees with that.
like the single character movies more.
Yeah, and this is one of the best one, if not one of the best ones.
Yeah, I'm fine with.
Okay, let's push
moving
Black Panther through. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with us, but it's worth thinking
through. I think there
through.
might be some people who would. It's not like me moving Iron Man 2 on, but
Next one is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
yeah.
We're with Star-Lord. He's stealing that orb at the beginning. It's cool.
fun.
He's Indiana Jones.
It's Indiana Jones-esque. It's fun.
Against Spider-Man Far From Home,
Yeah.
where he's on the field trip in Europe or something, is it? And they run into Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, and
It's pretty good.
it's very good.
And I think it's kind of fun in that like I think some people are like, Spider-Man's not in New York, but I'm like, I get it. I know. He's doing something else. But I think it's pretty funny. There's a lot going on at the beginning of Far From Home.
Yeah.
With this is right after Endgame. And
Right.
so they're talking about the people are blipping back in.
Right.
And the news people come back, and there are a lot of jokes. The two teachers in Far From Home.
They're funny.
They're very funny, like big comedy. I think Ned is pretty funny as he gets a romantic.
Yep, the guy in the chair.
So I think for me, a lot of the surrounding material is really good.
Right.
And for me, it's Far From Home.
I think for me too. I don't think I would fight on that. Though I do think the first Guardians is the best of the Guardians.
And I kind of like that it's not quite a super being. He's a little bit of a gimmick.
Yeah, all of that worked for me in Far From Home in a way it didn't work for me in Iron Man 3. Like Iron Man 3, I think was trying to do something similar at the ending, like the kind of gotcha, like this person isn't who you thought they were kind of a thing. But they pushed it so far that it was silly. Whereas with Jake Gyllenhaal, it was like there's a similar kind of reveal, but it's still like really
He's a
intriguing.
Smart guy.
And the finale is still really exciting, and you're worried. And then like there's like a great little teaser thing at the end.
Happy, and it is really fun with Spidey.
Sets you up. So there's lots of fun.
Yeah.
I think that one's pretty strong. And there's cool effect sequences when Mysterio's messing with his head and he's like everything's transforming around him. That's also cool. So I'm happy pushing Far From Home through there.
Okay.
Back to more Spider-Man. Spider-Man No Way Home. This is where all your Spideys are coming together.
Yeah.
Against
That's pretty
Ant-Man.
Great.
To me, this is obvious No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's as much as I love Ant-Man, and it's an achievement for such a small character, no pun intended, that they had so much fun with that concept and introducing that character to the MCU. I just feel like No Way Home is such a triumphant, like, I don't know, celebration for Spider-Man fans, and it works so well that it's like,
Ant-Man is very funny.
That's not great?
No Way Home, like Endgame, in the theater, especially both of these I saw real early on, if not close to when they came out. And when you get those first like collective experience with a bunch of people who have probably invested a lot of time in this, and it's sort of like, and at that point you're like, is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield gonna be in it? And then when it's confirmed, it's like
it's exciting. Those are exciting moments
you have
in the
to
movie.
Invest. And but No Way Home, when I go back to it, it's just like you can't recreate what was maybe the best kind of part of it. It's still really good.
I see. That was my question I was going to bring up.
It's kind of like
it's another example, like Deadpool and Wolverine, of a more inward looking movie, or like it's the MCU looking at itself and having fun with its own its own work. It's like very self-referential in that way.
Yep.
And that, I think, while that is very satisfying in the moment,
Right.
long term, like you're saying, I don't think it stands the test of time as well, because it really is catering to a very specific moment, and this is how we all feel about these characters right now.
Yeah.
If you try to pick that movie up a while from now and you haven't seen all the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and you're just like, what's happening?
Right. I mean, it's in the moment though. It's like
in the moment, it's great because we've all been on this
I was
ride
part
together.
of the Avengers.
Right.
Is that a band? You
Right.
were in a band?
Yeah.
Like they say Peter,
there's
what
lots.
Peter?
I felt
It's
all those
charming.
feelings.
Yeah.
It is funny how well it works now and maybe won't later, but we'll see. Maybe that won't bear out.
No,
No Way Home moves on. Sorry, Ant-Man. It was a good run. Next matchup, Civil War. Speaking of good runs, Civil War, Captain America Civil War against Thor Ragnarok. Right. I'm Team Ragnarok until the end of the road. So I'm not going to even try to argue for Civil War here.
It's really...
You probably would.
For me, it's the airport scene becomes like, did I like that more?
Enough to cover for the whole movie?
Yeah.
I
mean, there's some other
because the finale at the airport where all these characters are popping in. You're seeing Spider-Man for the first time. You're seeing all these head-to-head matchups between the good guys that you maybe have wondered about but never get to see. It's very fun.
Yeah, but it is, again,
rest of the movie,
like I said, and it's very busy.
It's busy.
A lot of characters.
It's not a Captain America movie, though in title it is.
I mean, and it's kind of interesting. I get like they are fighting at the end, and I think there are some
the head-on-head fight between Cap and Iron Man is strong.
But I don't have very strong feelings.
Okay,
like Civil War
I've got
isn't one of my
strong feelings.
I'll give you.
You're giving me Ragnarok one more round?
But it's. I don't think it's going to get past No Way Home.
I'm so happy right now.
All
I think Ragnarok is, to me, start to finish, just one of the most solid MCU movies. It knows what it wants all the way through. It stays the same tone all the way through.
Yeah.
Strikes a good fun balance all the way through. It's got Matt Damon there at the beginning.
It does have Matt Damon.
It's got...
That can never hurt you.
I love.
All right, so we're on the other side of the bracket now.
Okay, Iron Man, the original, against Ant-Man and the Wasp. Somehow we moved.
So what we're doing, and I just want to remind people, because this is the multiverse of March Madness. We just moved from the Sweet 16, and we're getting to the Elite 8, is what they call it.
Yeah.
Before we get to the Final Four, and of course, so that's where we're. If people are just listening, where are we at?
That's great. We're looking at something
reorient
visually.
ourselves.
We should have been doing that more. You're right.
That's okay. So we're narrowing it down to the final.
Iron Man moves on here for sure, right? There's really no debating this.
Yeah, Iron Man.
A movie we don't remember against a movie too. Okay.
Excuse me, is probably my Ragnarok. In terms of,
I love that.
I'll take it.
Okay, I don't want to sit and try to debate that one at all. Yeah. So moving on, Avengers, the first one, against Spider-Man Homecoming.
I think we're going to agree.
I think Homecoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
No question. I love Homecoming.
That's great.
Probably my favorite Spidey.
It's super fun. Again, for me, that first Avengers has not aged well. It felt like a culmination of things at the time, but it doesn't. It seems so simple looking back.
It is the higher seed.
I don't like it so much.
I noticed as well.
Oh.
I would have thought Avengers would have had more.
No. Homecoming is 7th seed.
Avengers was 10.
So Homecoming is the higher. Oh, I thought you were saying Avengers
I meant the better seed.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay, next, Endgame versus Thunderbolts. Surely.
Yeah,
Endgame. See, we're cooking now.
Now that Endgame eluded Iron Man 2 somehow.
We cleared out some of those tough starter rounds. We're getting clean up a little bit.
I don't like these matchups.
Winter Soldier against Shang-Chi. Now, my gut says Winter Soldier here.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't know why though.
Winter Soldier straight through.
Yeah.
And it's the elevator sequence is memorable, and he kind of has a standalone battle with Bucky, and it's sort of like it's sort of like a Rocky 2.
It is Baron Zemo. Zemo's running around here. He's the villain, kind of pulling the strings of all these things. Or is that a different movie?
I think he's Civil War.
That's a Civil War villain?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I'm tracking.
This is Robert Redford.
That's right.
This is Black Widow is in this.
Yeah, and she's got straight hair. I don't. She looks fun. I did go back and watch this one at some point, and I was
She
like,
changes her hair a lot.
yeah, and a lot of
I
the
don't know.
looks have not aged.
I
well.
do like it when Cap and her like they're sort of doing like a Jason Bourne thing, like they're trying to hide, like doing like with the umbrellas or something.
Right,
I don't know if it's umbrellas. It's something like that.
It just seems like if you're a super spy, like you probably should not have shockingly bright orange hair as you're like trying to be subtle. I just feel like
I like Black Widow.
They do things with the character that don't make sense to me. I like the concept of an espionage character.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't understand the choice.
I'm guessing it was like she's like, my hair is going to be this color, and they're like, well, we'll take it. Whatever you say.
So we're pushing Winter Soldier along
but
there.
I'm kind of
Shang-Chi is good, but I have not gone back, and I probably should. I feel bad about that one a little bit.
Of when I'm thinking of like, oh, which one should I go back and rewatch?
Yeah.
That's the one I.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel like we're doing that a little
Sean
in the dark.
Is with us every time we pod.
I know, he's right here.
And this was a gift. I just want to mention.
Well, now you feel like you're underside.
Well, I feel like they'd be like, how can he not win?
Right, he's on display, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think Winter Soldier.
Well, now we're heading into the semifinals. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're gonna figure out the final four. We're in the Elite Eight, going to the final four.
Okay. I wonder how quick this will be. There's some strong films I'm scanning across these might be the hardest matchups of the day. Black Panther against Far From Home.
I'm team Far From Home.
This is tricky. I feel
I'm a little surprised. This is about as far as I could take Black Panther.
Okay, you wouldn't.
It's not in my top 10, I don't think.
I think
it's close.
When push comes to shove, I would take Black Panther here.
Okay.
And so I think I have to let you push Spider-Man because it's your turn to.
Right.
Your turn
I mean,
push.
in the end of the day, that's probably it's going to work out for you to get Ragnarok in the final four. But you got to put it over No Way Home. That's tough business.
That is very tough.
But I love Far From Home, so I have no problem. I can't.
Yeah, I got to let you take it just to keep us moving. But I think Black Panther is,
okay.
We all know, very special and very strong and does so many. Really broke things open.
Yeah.
And it was the first seed, so a bit of an upset to have Far From Home take it.
Yeah.
But, upsets happen.
They do.
It's madness.
It's the multiverse of March Madness. So you want Ragnarok to continue.
Next one, if it's No Way Home against Ragnarok. Again, I think No Way Home is such a fun celebration of Spider-Man on screen.
This is a 4 versus 5 matchup.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think as a standalone movie, Ragnarok... we're making enemies now with all these choices. But I think Ragnarok is stronger. I think it's a better standalone movie. I think it's... To me, it like perfected the MCU. It's like you're getting the action, all the stylized action you want. You're getting the humor. You're getting Jeff Goldblum in this outer space arena.
It
like
gets a little.
It's so. I mean, I understand. There's people that don't like the tone of it. It is a little silly, but it was a. They were trying to reimagine Thor, make him more interesting, and that version of Thor is definitely what has persisted in the MCU, not what came previously.
Right.
So it works. Whatever it is.
I would pick No Way Home.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would.
But Possession Arrow says Dave.
There's no. I mean, it's overstayed its welcome on the bracket. I'm trying to keep the dream alive, but
yeah.
Okay, other side here. Iron Man, the first Iron Man against Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Well, I'm Team Iron Man, so it's really up to you. And really, it's not.
I think Homecoming is.
Homecoming is great.
I would prefer to watch Homecoming again if that's the question. So I guess you get to make the push here.
I'll push Iron Man, I suppose.
Okay,
just to keep her.
And you're a big Spider-Man fan.
Yes.
You love all three of those movies.
They're all like it is like Iron Man, and then the three.
You like Iron Man that much more that it's not even a debate for you.
It's just like my number
one.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's
I would
already
go
holding
back
that
to.
spot. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Spidey's got to deal with the Incredible Hulk before he even gets to Iron Man. But all the Spider-Man movies, I really do like them. I think, and I'm glad they didn't give us the whole backstory in Homecoming.
Great choice.
But it feels like it's kind of Iron Man dependent.
Yeah, that's one thing I
Which
don't like about
Right, where I wish
Spider-Man in the MCU.
like I do like Iron Man, and I get it, and you need to connect everything so much, but it feels like, and Spider-Man showed up in Civil War, which it's all kind of cool, but I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're doing some Spidey hands
I'm
while you're
doing
talking.
I'm doing some Spider hands.
Thwip, thwip.
Now this was Amazing Spider-Man 2 versus Iron Man.
Oh,
No doubt. What's moving on?
funny. Electro.
Electro's moving on.
Slick Charles.
Charles for the win.
Last one for this round. Endgame. Avengers Endgame. The big finale against Captain America Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Do you have right out of the gate, do you have a feeling?
I'm Winter Soldier.
You're Winter Soldier.
But
Wow.
I know people love Endgame.
I think Endgame. Is it my turn to push one through? Is that where we're at?
I pushed Far From Home. You pushed Ragnarok. Yeah, I pushed Iron Man. Yeah, you would push Endgame, I guess.
I think I've got to push Endgame here. It's such a triumph for like it. The reason all the movies since Endgame have felt bad is because Endgame was so good.
I'm not going to argue.
Winter Soldier is great.
I had, again, it's this never-ending, like, Endgame, what a payoff, what an enjoyable experience going to see that. But anytime I, like, would have rewatched it, or I don't even think to. Like, Winter Soldier's, like, I don't know. So it kind of messes with you in that way. I think Winter Soldier as a standalone obviously works. Endgame only works if you've done all the work.
I think that is going to be
should that be a knock? I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, now we're moving into.
So
I think I said the last round is the semifinals. That was the quarters. This is the semifinals.
This is the final four.
I think we should try to really at this final stage. We only have 3 more matchups. We should try to really convince each other as opposed to letting just a push happen. Because now these are big decisions.
These are
There's a lot rests on the conversations we're about to have.
Well,
so this is the last.
To me, it feels like it's going to be a no-brainer split.
The final 4 are
if we want it that way.
Spider-Man: Far From Home, which is the second Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Right.
Thor: Ragnarok, the third Thor movie.
Yes.
Iron Man from 2008, the first Iron Man, and Avengers Endgame. This is our final.
So we got
4.
like a 1, a 2, a 3, and
I like that.
A 4.
Wow.
Avengers 4.
That's perfect.
So
and I think these are all good. Let's pause and say, and it is a good representative sample that tracks along, a pretty good timeline of the first, big cycle of movies leading up to Endgame. So I guess Far From Home comes just after. So I love that this is where we landed. I don't know where we go from here, but this is a great round up here at the end. So for the first half of our semifinal round, Spider-Man: Far From Home against Thor: Ragnarok.
Right.
Now,
I'm Spidey.
I'm Thor.
And it is your push.
It's my push.
No, wait, you pushed Endgame.
I did, so it's your push.
Yeah.
So let's give it a talk before you pull that trigger, because I know it's probably Ragnarok is not long for this bracket.
I'll push Ragnarok if you push Iron Man.
I don't think I can, in good conscience, push Iron Man in the next round. So
Ragnarok doesn't make my top 10.
Okay, so that's going to be an impossible, because I think Far From Home is higher on my list than Ragnarok is on yours. And so if it's about a compromise between the two of us, Far From Home is probably the better compromise, because I think, and I get it, Ragnarok tonally does not work for everybody.
Right.
It's a little silly. It can be. I think it's this perfect marriage of fun and action, but I get it if you want the more. If you love the Winter Soldier, Thor Ragnarok seems silly.
Here's a little bit of like going back all the way back to Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I like that Edward Norton's take on the Hulk so much.
Yeah.
And there's Hulk gets a little too silly for me in Ragnarok.
Okay.
And
he's stuck as
I still like it, but he's just becomes too
the comic
much of a
relief
joke.
knob turned a little too high.
A little too high.
Okay. I appreciate that.
But at the same time, I think it's one of the better Marvel movies.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I think it just
But
cracked
Far
that
From
character
Home-
wide open,
Yeah.
Thor, and it made it so much
Yeah.
fun. And I love the Thor Loki kind of buddy stuff that we get to do.
Yes.
That kind of sets us up for Loki's role
That's
in the
good.
following movies really well. So I just think in the finale, as you said, the battle on the bridge is so good with Carl Urban out there as the executioner.
Speaking of
Very
battles
good.
on the bridge, Far From Home. It's a good battle on the bridge.
This is
Different
the bridge
bridge.
the battle of the bridges.
Battle
is
of the
this,
bridges.
is this.
Now,
So, Far From Home,
I can be
I
talking to
understand.
a scenario.
I
if
think
you
Far
want,
From Home is very good.
Okay. Now,
I don't think Far From Home is a bad movie. So
okay.
it's-
In an interesting way, though, because Ragnarok probably be your predetermined number one,
Probably.
and Iron Man would
And
be
I've made
mine.
that. I'm happy it made it to the final four.
Right, yeah. So maybe by pushing something somewhat different, it would have been interesting if I would have nudged Iron Man 2 early on past Endgame. Though. I don't know what would have happened over there, but
It's true.
okay. So
So Far From Home.
if it's my push, I push Far From Home.
I don't think you have to push. I'm
Okay.
agreeing.
Okay.
Far From Home moves on.
And
that makes
I-
sense. Spider-Man Far From Home.
It had a lot of
Going to
work
the
to do
finals.
after Endgame.
And it did it. And I think that's worth noting because a lot of the other movies coming after Endgame didn't
Right.
bring it.
It's really
They didn't bring the heat.
The action is great. The humor is great.
It felt like what all the movies should have been after Endgame,
Right.
which is you still had stakes.
Yeah.
It felt important. You cared about this character. It's like,
You're,
okay, this is the beginning.
you-
We're going to focus on Spider-Man. He's going to be the new Iron Man, you
Yeah.
know, sort of leader of the
The
team.
glasses thing are funny.
And then it all kind
Edith,
of just disappeared after
even
that.
dead, I'm still
And-
whatever it is.
Right. It just like that story did not continue, and
Yeah.
instead we got Multiverse of Madness and all these
Yeah.
other side things that were
Yeah.
nothing ever felt like the main story.
What does he say? You're Spider-Man's assistant or assistant.
Oh,
Spider-
yeah,
Whatever, that's a
right.
good bit with Happy.
It's good, and Jake Gyllenhaal's great. It's a good movie. It's very
Okay.
good. Won't fight you too much on that. Other side of the bracket, Iron Man against Avengers Endgame. Now this is the second seed against the third seed, so this
It's a
is
full Iron Man arc here.
a battle for the ages.
This is, do you like Iron Man alive? I am Iron Man.
Spoiler.
Do you like I am Iron Man the first time, or I am Iron Man the last time?
It's true. Wow.
I like my heroes alive, but
I think I go Endgame here just for the triumph of how big of a finale it was. Of course, you can't have it without Iron Man to start us off, but I think Endgame, what this franchise achieved with Endgame is greater than the thing that
nice
started
matchup
it.
here.
The thing that started it is good. I assume you're Iron Man here.
I am, but I will give you Endgame in a similar reason. I think Far From Home versus Endgame is going to be a more interesting conversation.
Okay.
Because even though I think I know where I land on it, but I'll give you Endgame there because we're kind of both took out our number ones for
For the sake of
for the cause
sake
of
the pod. Yeah.
But no, and I will say Endgame, like, when you're getting to the end of it, it all works, and it's a very good
It's just a
movie.
joyous thing. In the same way that Deadpool and Wolverine was kind of a joyous thing, and the Spider-Man No Way Home is kind of a joyous, like all these things come together that you feel like you've invested in your time and your money in.
It was a smart move to have him go back and revisit scenes. That was
Right.
kind of fun.
Right.
Captain America fighting himself. He's like, I can do this all day long. He's like, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
great beat.
Yeah.
Um,
But I agree with what you've said about it earlier in the tournament here, that it's going back and rewatching it, like you can't recapture how fun that was the first time you saw
Right.
it. I think that probably is true.
but I don't know. Do you hold that against a movie?
I mean, I have already with other.
Well, no, I know. Like, I think in order to sort through these ridiculous lists and things, you
right.
have to make up. Like,
Yeah.
well, when's the last time I saw that? You know,
Right.
it's for me why, in a ridiculous way, I can't imagine the first time I saw Iron Man 2, I felt how I saw Endgame. But
Right.
over the years, I'm like, I'd rather throw that on because it's more fun for me
Right.
than throwing on Endgame, which feels like a lot of work.
And you're right in the middle of something, and halfway
the
through the
second
story,
half
right?
of something, and you just don't have like
The momentum.
right. Yeah, you almost have to kind of cycle through them all to work yourself back up to that moment.
I
That's
agree.
a huge commit.
I agree.
With 30 some odd movies.
In lists we've made in the past on the podcast, I have said that about Endgame, that like it requires so much prep that it's hard to put it on a top 5 list for anything, as a standalone movie, because it feels like the last chapter of many movies, not like its own start to finish single great movie. Maybe we're already starting to have our conversation about the final round here. Spider-Man Far From Home against Avengers Endgame. I have for all the reasons we've just talked about, I'm leaning Far From Home here, which seems a little surprising because if you'd have asked me that before we started, I wouldn't have picked that as our winner. But
I wouldn't have predicted that either.
I think we've done a good job making the case maybe why Endgame is harder to elevate as a standalone movie. Can we take a second and just try to elevate a little more Spider-Man Far From Home before we send it on to that little winner box here at the bottom of the page? Because I don't want it to feel like it just won by default or like it just happened to,
for me, Far From the Spider-Man
the win
movies and specifically Far From Home are probably in my top. Like Far From Home could be like number 4 or 5 in my top 5.
Okay. I think all the Spider-Man movies are strong.
big
I don't know if I've thought about their order specifically.
Spider-Man as a character, obviously. And here's Endgame, I would say the first half of Endgame, I'm actually not crazy about.
I could see that. We're getting in our white suits and we're going to time travel.
Where is everyone? What happened?
Yep.
Oh, we got to go get.
There's jokes about tacos.
And
it's all prep for the finale, which is big and huge and great.
And it really is. Right. But obviously the finale, it all comes together. And when you look at it, if you look at which it really is with Infinity War and Endgame, it feels like, okay, it's just, whatever part, if Infinity's part 1 and 2, it almost feels like this is parts 3 and 4 or whatever. So Far From Home for me then feels better as from beginning, like it's out of the gate, how they handled the blip.
That's right.
Like, I'm in.
That is a fun way to start.
This is fun. This is funny. Endgame's a downer at the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
And some big things have to happen. But again, it's like you handed me a book and I just opened it to the middle and started reading in Endgame. And I'm like, oh, this is heavy.
Yeah. And again, Far From Home, it's kind of like I was saying a minute ago, a promise of like, okay, this is because the big question after Endgame is what do you do next? How do you keep this going? And Far From Home, it was like really strong and promising. Like, oh, okay, we just kind of step back into it. We start telling a new story. Got these new villains. What's going on here? Right. Peter seems like a great character. We already knew that, but it's like we can get him back in a high-stakes situation that's not all in outer space, and it was good. It is, and the effects were good. It challenged
the action sequence at the. So again, like I love the action. Spider-Man doing his fighting at the end of and in Endgame and in even Infinity, like the Spidey suit got too many bells and whistles for me. And
agreed.
And I think he gets kind of his own little upgrade when he kind of becomes the new Tony Stark.
Right.
There's a great moment where he's like creating his own little thing.
Yeah.
But then he goes on to do what you want to see Spider-Man do.
Sure.
Is swing around and fight bad guys, and he has the showdown with Mysterio.
It's a really cool.
It's really fun.
Really
he kind of gets the girl finally.
And you're right. Like it's a weird setting for a finale. They're on this like enclosed bridge kind of a thing, and there's all these little drones everywhere.
You got to deal with the little drones, but it's not like.
But it's not the big slop of like faceless villains like the other movies devolve.
And they've already been established that they're creating like these mirages of.
And those sequences are so cool. Those
They're
those nightmare kind of psychedelic things where he's
and even at
himself.
the end where he's
cool.
like trying to get his bearings and figure out what's going on, and then at the very end, the video plays where it's like, oh my gosh, he just told the world he's Peter Parker. Peter Parker's Spider. You're like, what?
And then does J.K. Simmons pop up and show? That's a great little teaser at the end.
And then it ends.
It's very exciting. And they squandered it.
So this is kind of cool. I feel
I'm jotting it in.
Yeah, I think
Spider-Man Far From Home, the winner of the 2026 Multiverse of March Madness tournament.
Now, what is interesting?
Pretty good. I'm
just
happy
the real
with
March
that.
Madness. Had a couple things been, had Endgame, had to
we
face
started
Ragnarok,
with a different,
or out of the gate, somehow they Endgame and Far From Home up until the very end, they were dancing around Iron Man and Ragnarok, which I would say were like trying to propel. It's hard not to be like, well, I think that's my favorite. I'm gonna kick it along.
Yeah, I kicked Ragnarok along quite far.
Had you made a case for Incredible Hulk, I would have had Incredible Hulk making it, and I think people at home would have struggled with that.
That would have been one of those, like a small school from nowhere beats a top seed in the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, same with Iron Man. If I would have taken Iron Man 2 over Endgame,
ruined everyone's bracket,
and been like, what? But Sam Rockwell is so great. I mean, really.
Yeah, he is really good. I remember really liking him in that movie.
Right. I think you almost have to go like, and what I think we were trying to do is like, let's look at this whole movie. Let's look at these movies and the experience, take it for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, okay, yeah, Endgame, am I really going to sit there and say, try to, Iron Man 2? But if I'm like, hey, if you're just, what's the most rewatchable, or what have you seen?
Yeah.
Or you just flat out enjoy? You're like, well, I like it when, Black Widow punches Happy in the face in the ring or whatever. It's fun.
Wow. So this is not a tournament we'll probably repeat year after year because
unless the people demand it.
Very little value is added if you just add in the next round of.
It is.
Maybe.
It was a fun reveal.
But I think it's a good way to get quick takes on a lot of movies real fast. And now we can say we've covered the MCU pretty much in its totality. And we don't have to keep brainstorming about how we're going to do that someday. We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
Some notes on the Oscar ballots next week for sure, because we'll finally have seen the show. We'll be caught up to you in the timeline.
We'll be back into real time. We
can talk about our performance. I'm hoping now that it was good from this moment way before the show. But
I'm a little nervous.
I'm also nervous, but I'm sure we did great. I'm sure we both set personal records and picked all the unpredictable swings before.
All the unpredictables.
We did it. That's what I choose to believe right now. Well,
it was good.
Make a ballot for yourself with your friends. This is a fun way to think through a lot of movies, and we'll see you next week.